Okay? So we have to expand that thing. We don't want to delegate work, we want to delegate systems. I know that Dr. Tate has been talking to you guys about systemizing the work that you're doing. Okay? Systemizing the work. How's that going? Feel like, how many of you got scale 1 to 10? Systemizing the work. How do you feel like it's going? 10?
Mine's a 10.
10? What would you say, Christine? 8, 9? 8 or 9?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, all right. Just so you know, I'm not getting the same numbers. Okay? I'm not hearing the same numbers that are system. We're all coming together really good. It's coming together slowly. Okay? What would cause all of those systems to come together slowly? Why would they not get done quickly?
There's a lot of detail.
There's a lot of detail. And, okay, but so what if there's a lot of detail? Just get it done. What's the problem?
Make a system for doing the systems.
It's system to do the system, which is important. Yeah, you can go crazy with this stuff. Time.
Yeah.
I just don't have enough time. How many of you guys have heard that? How many of you felt that yourself? You've heard it from other people. I just don't have enough time. Welcome to systems. Time management. Time management. Best way to predict the future is to create it. Heard that the other night on the Olympics, which came from Peter Drucker, the father of business management. The best way to create the future is, the best way to predict the future is to create it. How do I create the future? Well, you manage it. You put it onto your schedule. I think I've told you guys this. There's no such thing as a work-life balance. I told you that, right? There's only work-life choices. Well, Clay, you don't understand. No, quit going into the victim mode here. Manage your time. Manage your time. It's a system. Those little Franklin planners. System. Okay? So that's a whole other topic on time management. But that in itself is a system. If you don't have time to get to things, then that chances are very good is that you are not managing your time well. Okay? Yes, there's time for me to spend with my family, time for me to spend with my spouse, time for me to spend with my friends, time for me to spend with Jesus, time for me to spend at work, time for me to spend personally. Yes, we just have to figure out where that's going to be. And then where we're going to spend that time and block it out. And then do it. When you're there, be there. What is it? Wherever you are, be there. Anybody been there before? Mm-hmm. Or you're here, but you want to be there all the time? I'm on vacation. I love being on vacation, but I'm dreading going back to work. It's like, relax. Relax. Yeah. Or you're at work and you want to be on vacation. You're in this job, but you want to be in that job. You're at work, but you want to be at home. You're at home, but you feel like you need to be at work. Okay? All that tug of war and everything. It's all time management. It's a system that we put together. So managers, as we talk about here, if you want it done right, develop a system for people to follow. They're on page 6. Systems allow a manager to reproduce high performance and consistent quality. By developing a system, a leader is able to take repetitive activities out of their brain. Isn't that nice? Repetitive activities, things that go on every single day, every single week. You got to put that stuff in a system. So you don't have to think about it, because that time to think about it takes up bandwidth in your brain. You got to get it out of your brain. You want to just be able to pick up a piece of paper and do it. Okay? I actually, I read a book called The Checklist Manifesto. All right? I mean, it's a snoozer, but it's incredible about checklists and how they change, how doctors were, what was the percentage? I forget the exact percentage, but the number of people that were dying in hospitals simply because of the infections they were getting from surgery.
It was around the 80-20.
Like
80% of people were getting them now, only 20%.
Yeah. Because some doctor along the way said, hey, let's put a system together. When we come into surgery, the lead surgeon is actually going to say, so, what's your name? Oh, hi, Kyle, how are you? Here's my name, because they don't always know each other. Just coming in and knowing each other made the team work together better. It's like, well, that seems obvious. Evidently not. Okay? Unfortunately, most managers were never trained to be a confident team builder, and therefore they don't know how to get people to work for them. A popular belief is that the primary reason people quit their jobs is because of pay. This is not true. The primary reason why people leave is because of their direct supervisor. The person that is delegating work to them, but the work never gets done quite to spec. So all they hear is, no, it's wrong, you gotta work harder, you gotta work more, you gotta work this. That's a worker mindset, okay? I'm a huge fan of micromanaging. This comes as a surprise to a lot of people. I love micromanagement. As a business owner, I'm learning that micromanagement is vital if I want to be able to consistently put out the product and the service that I want to have at the quality I want it to have. But the key thing that I don't do is I don't allow humans to micromanage. I want my systems and checklists to be the micromanager. 4 negative impacts here: productivity, aptitude, engagement, progress. You can see that micromanagers will suck the energy right out of your company. Got a quick little thing at the bottom of page 7. Answer those questions for yourself. If the answer is yes to any one of those, you might be suffering from the micromanager, which means, again, the only reason, you guys, the micromanager is not an evil person, okay? They are not straight out of the pit of hell. The only reason why a micromanager is so difficult is because it is a manager with a worker mindset. That's all that's going on. Amanda, I would not suggest that you go tell that manager, you know, I think you have a worker mindset, because they might throw things at you, all right? But that's what's going on. They just need to grow in their brain. If you answered yes, as I already said, one final wonderful characteristic of a good manager is that they are able to confront deviation. This is huge. A manager is able to not only put together the system, but they are able to hold people accountable to the system. But when there isn't any system in place, then Amanda, all I'm left with is, you didn't do it right. What didn't I do? Well, see, I think you should have done it this way. Well, I can see your point on that, but when I was in the situation, I thought it was best to do that. Okay, well, I understand that, but the way that, does that make sense? I used to have this when I started out teaching. I was an assistant football coach. 1 year, for 1 year, 1 season, I was an assistant coach. All right? It was terrible. I would be in the middle of teaching science, all right, anatomy and physiology, and I'm writing on the chalkboard. The head coach would walk into my classroom and start erasing on the chalkboard, back in the day, chalkboards, and he'd start putting the X's and O's up on the chalkboard. Great, he was the head coach, so you can't just say, hey, get out of my class. And I was a first-year teacher. So we get into the conversation of, you know, Coach, what are you going to do when the team this week does this? I'd get the chalk and I'd go, well, I'll do this. You can't do that. What if they do this? Get the chalk. Well, if they do that, then we're going to do this. You can't do that. And it would just be whoever had the chalk last would win in that game. This is the idea of what managers do all the time. They come in, and rather than confronting deviation from a system, they come in and they try to manage personality, try to manage decisions when there's no decision-making set, or no decision-making process in place. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And so it's just back and forth. It's all personality. I can't believe they want me to do that. I would never do that. Stupid. I'm never going to be able to do that. And we just set up that confrontation. So managers are able to confront deviation from the plan. I love being able to do this, as opposed to a manager who doesn't like to confront. A manager that doesn't like to confront, by the alternative, they will manipulate. Okay? They'll come in, they'll try to use emotions, they'll try to use fear, they'll try to use some other subversive way, okay, to get people to do things rather than clear communication. That is terrible. It's not fun. It's why people leave jobs. Okay? It's why people leave jobs. So, if you sense a micromanager inside of you, I promise that it is simply because of how you are seeing the work getting done. I've got a little graphic down here at the bottom as far as how that manager mindset is supposed to, quote unquote, work. Okay? And what we do when people deviate, we just take them back through the wheel again. If they can't get it, what do we do? If we tried, they're not getting it, what do we do with them? Okay, what's that? What's that? You get rid of them. Okay? Remember, I think we've talked about the train, transfer, terminate. Those are the three things. Maybe it is a training thing. Maybe I'm not communicating. I'm going to send you back to my trainers. Oh, wait a minute. Now I'm finding the trainer that we have. They're a worker. So I'm looking at my group. Because again, as a manager, I still have all the qualities of a great worker, and I have all the qualities of a developer and a trainer. So I can just pull those things out of my hip pocket and step right into those roles and be able to do it. Okay? Fantastic. So, steps from here. You guys need to have 1 or 2 steps. What are you going to do with the information that you're hearing? What are you going to do with this? Whether it be here at work or whether it be at home. What are you going to do with it? How are you going to respond to it? There's got to be some kind of measurable action. So actually, what you want to be careful of, I'm going to do this more. What does more mean? I can't measure more. More comes back to a feeling. So have you done it? Well, I've done it more, so I'm good. You know, more might be just, I did it today. I haven't done it in the last 7 years, but I did it today. Yeah, I feel really good about myself because I did it today. I can't measure that. It's got to be something. Every time we take action steps, they have to be measurable. How many times am I going to do it? For how long am I going to do it? What is the result that I'm going to be looking for? If I do it, what will be the result of it? Can I measure it?